channel, and it is so good to see each and every one of you. So this is a requested video by you guys. If you guys want to know more about kind of questions I'm asking or things I'm posting, make sure you go to my community tab on my channel, and I use it kind of like Twitter since I don't have a Twitter. So you guys requested this video. This is the best and worst newly launched foundations. I'm gonna give you my wholehearted opinion. Some of them are gonna be updated too because I've been wearing them more. Might be a new opinion. So before we get started, hit the subscribe button, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. All right, so if these are your favorite foundations that I don't like, please, you guys, use what works for you. Foundation is so subjective. It's very dependent upon your skin, skin concerns, skin type, how you prep the skin. So this is just my opinion on the foundations that I have tried basically the past several months of 2020, and I want to give you my opinions on them. But if they're your favorite and I don't like them, please don't take anything from that. Again, do you? Foundations are very subjective. All right, so should we start with best and then go to worst? Maybe we should. Okay. All right, so let's start with best. You guys, should we start with best? So actually, we're gonna start out with worst. I mean, are just the ones that just didn't really work for me. And I will let you know what I'm also wearing today because it's one of them that I have here. All right, so let's start with this. This is the, again, if you guys want to know like how it really wore and, all of the goodies, I have all of these in Foundation Fridays. So just go to my Foundation Friday playlist and every single one of these foundations will be reviewed there. All right, so this is the Arrive Skin Boost Tint Perfect. Now this is supposed to be just that run around, skin tint, okay? That is what it is, but I've been wearing it more and more and more, and I mean, it's pretty, but it just doesn't last very long, and the color selection is really lackluster. But so for me, I don't think I'll be repurchasing this again. It doesn't give enough coverage unless, you have like a teen in your house, or since we're also not going anywhere for the foreseeable future, this might be something that you can slap on to run around your house. I actually have a better one in a second, but this is, for me, it's just not going to be a repurchase. Again, I liked it. It's fine, but I just wish it had a little bit more staying power, okay? So, I mean, like, it came off on everything, so, boo. All right, so let's talk about the video that was super controversial because of what I was saying in it. This is the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40. All right, so I love this brand. We know that. I use quite a few of their things. It just was a miss for me. I mean, it was pretty, but it kind of wore off. And then the more and more I wear it, it's definitely maybe more of a winter foundation for sure. It just kept sliding and slipping, even no matter how I would prep it with a powder or a primer or whatever, just as I've been continually using it. So for me, I don't know. I know some of you guys really love this, but it just was a miss for me. It didn't work for me. All right, so then there is this. This is the brand new launch from Milk this year. This is their stick foundation. It is much better for oilier skin types. This to me was kind of drying. It was patchy. I was bummed about it because I love a good stick foundation. So I'm always in the market for stick foundations that are really good. I actually have a video that I'll link below, which is my top 3 stick foundations if that's your jam. I have a whole bunch more I've ordered, by the way, so Foundation Fridays over the next few weeks are going to be some of your requests. But this, it was a no-go for me. I will not be repurchasing it. I do not find myself reaching for it. I do like the component. I think the component is super cool and it's pretty, but it's just not for me. So if you have drier, more, dehydrated skin, normal skin, I just don't know if this would be for you. If you have oilier skin, this might be one to try. Okay. Now this one, this is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Tinting Foundation. Okay, so this is my most recent Foundation Friday. It's good. I just, for some reason, find myself to not be gravitating towards it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's just that, for me, it just didn't give the kind of coverage I wanted, and it did feel a tad bit dry at the end of the day. And I have tried it with a hydrating foundation. That's actually the same thing with the Ilia. I felt kind of dry at the end of the day. And I've tried these all with my regular skincare, the regular way I prep my skin. And although it is good, the price point is amazing. For me, I don't think I would be kind of repurchasing this one. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry to say that. I know that a lot of you guys really like this foundation. So for me personally, this is a no-go. Let's talk about the ones in the middle. Okay, so this is the Range Beauty True Intentions Hydrating Foundation and the Mented Stick Foundation. Now, these both did really, really well in the Foundation Friday, as well as when I wear them, they do kind of well. But what now is happening with this Mented is I'm having to mix it with a little bit of moisturizer because for some reason it's looking a little bit dry on the skin. And I think also too, just since, I know we're in the middle of summer kind of, but we're kind of dwindling down in Colorado. You know, in September, things start getting a little bit cooler. I'm just not out in the sun, obviously, as much as I was before. So this color is also not really working for me right now, but if I get a spray tan or something, it will. But I don't know, I find this grabbing. It's beautiful. I'm not saying that it's not a great foundation, it is, but it's not like a consistent foundation for me. Like some days it looks pretty, some days it doesn't. So I'm kind of on the fence here. This is just my middle ground. The Range Beauty one is gorgeous. I mean, let's just be honest. It's beautiful, but again, it's that same kind of inconsistent for me. So I have to really make sure I hydrate. I have to really make sure I set this foundation. I think it is obviously it's a beautiful line. I really love what this brand is standing for, but for some reason, some days it looks good and some days it doesn't. I know we all have those days, especially if I haven't exfoliated or something of that nature. This just is inconsistent for me, but it's not that I won't wear it. It just is, again, it's one of those days where you're like, oh, it just didn't look great today, or it did look really great this day. So those are my two thoughts on those. Now, these are my standouts so far. Besides the ones I talked about in my last my last video, like this is an updated version. I still 100% stand by the Anastasia foundation, her brand new one. It is my holy grail right now, besides some of the older ones that I normally use. But every time I wear it, I absolutely love it. It is the most beautiful foundation for me personally. It's actually one of the only ones I know that hardly comes off on my mask at all. So that is like my jam right now, is the Anastasia. But this, which no one talks about, I can't believe it. This is the Smith & Colt Veiled Thread. Beautiful. So all of these that I'm going to say to you are all up in my bathroom. So I rotate them throughout the week, however I see fit, right? This is beautiful foundation. It's a lot lighter coverage, maybe like a light medium coverage. It's definitely for all skin types, but I do use it with their Black Drop Primer. It is stunning. So but I just use the primer in the center of the face, nowhere else, because it is a little bit more hydrating, but I think it is so beautiful. The coverage just looks like skin. The color range is really nice, and it is just one of those beautiful, everyday, easy throw it on, you know it's gonna look good, and it's just one that nobody talks about. And so if you're sleeping on Smith & Colt, get at it. It's just like the Il Makiage one, which I talked about in my last foundation video like this. It's so good. Nobody talks about that one, so yay, love it. And I put this on with either a damp beauty blender or a dry beauty blender. It just depends upon the day and how my skin is feeling. Full coverage, Bad Mama Jamma is the Milani Scream Queen. I love it. I wear it a lot. Again, you know I have to combine the colors. This is definitely more of a natural finish, so if you are dehydrated, please prep the skin, or drier, please prep the skin. I am normal to drier skin type, but this is such a beautiful foundation. I mean, a lot of these actually are affordable foundations that just really are killing it. I think this gives you like a really nice medium coverage. I put this on with a damp beauty blender, no primer, but I do set it. I do set most of the foundations that we have here. But it is so gorgeous, great price point, really looks like skin on, you know, whenever you put it on. And again, it's a little bit heavier coverage. I mean, not like heavy, but if some of us like a little bit heavier coverage sometimes, right? So especially for Zoom calls and those type of things, having a little bit more coverage is going to benefit you. So yay. I just reviewed this too. Again, this is one of my go-to. This is the NYX or NYX Born to Glow Naturally Radiant Foundation. This is a showstopper. Price point's amazing. I use this with a damp or dry beauty blender. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. I've actually used it with the Tati sponge. Goes on great. And my fingers. I mean, it's just a really no-fail foundation for me personally. I love the way my skin looks in it. I don't need to use a primer with it. I just set it with just some powder. I use this often. And you can also kind of shear this out, so you don't obviously have to put a ton on, because this is a little bit higher coverage as well. But I just think it is so beautiful, and I love having this. And again, like I said, I've been really gravitating towards this lately. All right. I think I probably am one of the only ones. No, not really, but like it feels that way. This is what I have on today. It is the Bite Beauty system. This is what I have on right now. I have the primer, tinted moisturizer, and the powder. Okay. Again, I know that some people had a really hard time with this product, and I'm not quite sure what's different about my skin than others, but their primer is beautiful. You just slap it on. It's a hydrating primer, and it really creates a great base for their, now I'm sure obviously it's a whole system, and these are a lot of products to buy just for a foundation to work. But for me, this is the best way that it works, and this is the best way that it looks on me. And then obviously I am in the change maker. Again, I am L40. I would like to probably be a step lighter. I will be repurchasing this for sure. I won't be repurchasing the powder and the primer because they last me, but I want to repurchase a lighter color because it is just a touch darker for me, but still gives me a great little glow. How I prefer to apply this is either with my hands or, honestly, the Tati Blendiful. Is that what it's called? Blendiful. That's how I applied it today. I think it goes on really smooth, makes my skin look like skin. I would say this is a kind of a light medium coverage. It's definitely not a tinted moisturizer because it's going to give you more coverage than that, especially if you use your hands. And then I set it with their powder. Now, of course, you can use any powder, but the thing is that this powder is a pressed foundation. So it's very similar to like your MAC Studio Fix in the you know what I'm saying, the compact. It's not as heavy as MAC, but it's the same concept. So when you layer these, it just really gives you a great coverage. It's very long wearing for me. I have worn it with mask. It doesn't come off a ton, but again, it doesn't have this kind of long wearing ability with the mask on. But I mean, it looks good so many hours later. You guys have to go watch the Foundation Friday on this video. Again, I know that a lot of people had a problem with this foundation, but man, for me, it's one of my favorites. It's one of my go-tos. So yes, so that is the updated list of my best and worst foundations that have launched recently or that I have tried. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of video. It really helps me out. I'm hearing from you guys that a lot of people aren't getting notifications from my channel, so please hit the bell and make sure that you're updated on that. And to leave you with, I want to thank each and every one of you guys. We hit 180,000 subscribers. I just am blown away. It just makes me feel so good, and I am so blessed and grateful to have each and every one of you spend a part of your week with me. So thank you so much, and here's to many more. Lots of love from me to you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, loves.